Hey, how you doing? This is Ken Kinter, and welcome to, I believe it's day 171 of my journey through leukemia. It's been 13 days since I checked in last time, and I try to save it till when something's interesting is going on. So what was going on interesting last time was after my last stay, which was either stay 6 or 3B, depending on how you want to look at it. About 8 days later, I had a really bad crash, and that happens. You get chemo, you don't always crash in the hospital. You get home and the crash, you have like the first 1, 2, 3 days you're coming off the steroids. But then sometime after that, even up to a week or 8 days, then a really bad blood work crash can happen. My platelets, my hemoglobin, my white blood cells all crashed. So I got transfused with blood and platelets, which fortunately was right there, or about platelets later. But all that stuff was right there, and it helped patch me up. My admission got pushed back a week, but that was for the best because I felt better coming in the door, which makes a big difference. So as we sit here now, I'm either going to get out. It's Friday today. I'm either going to get out, hopefully Saturday, but possibly Sunday. Feeling good. You know, a little bit of a loss of appetite, a little queasiness from the chemo. 4 treatments down, 2 to go. I had my IR treatment, which I'm not going to go into details about because it's foul. Um, so the big part of this is over, and it's kind of just kind of waiting and making sure I'm okay. But the knowing that the crash can happen down the road. So just because you get out and you get home doesn't mean everything's okay. A lot of times things happen at home, and as much as you like to be home, sometimes it's a little scarier when it happens at home because you're not sitting right there with an army of nurses and doctors and and God knows what else. Even though you'd always rather be sleeping in your own bed, I think that's a fair assessment. So the last time I checked in was in the middle of that crash, and I was really scared. That was the worst I've felt since this whole thing started in April and right into May and the beginning of June. And at one point, I was just bleeding and I couldn't stop, and I had skin breaking down. I had blown veins. I had stuff going on wrong everywhere, and I was really scared. And probably for the first time in quite some time, I felt like my life was in danger. And I called the nurse practitioner, and she set me right, both by what she told me to do, which addressed stopping the bleeding, but also how she told me to do it. She was completely calm and fine, and she's calling the shots, and I'm following them. So that's how that's going. And I've got Peach watching me, so I got that going as well. Next best thing to full-time nursing staff, right? So uh, so got through that okay. Got back in here, wrapping this one up nicely. Starting to get excited about possibly getting to the end of this because this is stay 4A or 7 of 8. Um, but trying not to get too excited about it because the whole Buddhist thing of non-attachment. Good news doesn't mean more good news is coming, and bad news doesn't mean more bad news is coming. So it doesn't make sense to get stressed about the bad news, and it doesn't make sense to build up a lot of expectation about the good news. Just take the news as it comes and just be present and be in the moment. I could go home and crash, and things could be really bad, or things can go good from here. And it doesn't do me any good to take my mind on all these trips. It distracts energy um, from the fight. So that's a big thing. So the thing about the platelets, I know I rant about the platelets all the time. Um, Last week I needed platelets, and they were in-house, and it was fast, and it was done, and it was easy. I've had other times where I've sat here all day and waited for platelets, and we weren't sure if we were going to get them. And then in the clinic this week, there was a whole clinic full of people who needed platelets, and they had to sit here all day. The clinic's supposed to close at 6. They got their platelets couriered in here at 6. So then they have a transfusion, which is anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, and they got to watch you. So these people were sitting here this whole time waiting for that. So no one likes to get poked. No one likes to give blood. But oh my goodness, it just makes such a difference. And I'm just seeing it right here. And if you can't get them in a place like this, and you can't get them in other places, that means people are just coming in and being sent home. So, if you can, I'm always going to make this appeal for platelets. I wish I could. I used to donate blood. I used to do all that kind of stuff. I think this has put me out of that market for life, unfortunately. Um, So I always joke, if I hit one of these crazy lotteries, I'm just going to start paying people to donate platelets. How's that? It's a sad state of affairs, but I mean, that's where we are right now. So, so again, things are going well. Nothing but good things to say about the care here. I'm on a new floor this time. Every time I've been here, I'm on the fourth floor, which is more acute and a more mixed bag of people. The fifth floor here is all bone marrow transplant people. So they're all either pre-transplant, post-transplant, whatever. So this is what they do. A little better equipment, little differences here and there, but nothing, not too much different. I know the staff on the fourth floor. I'm getting to know the people on the fifth. So it's a little weird to have a new experience this far in, but you know, that's life, right? All new experiences. Just when you think you got everything figured out, you can kind of change the parameters a little bit. So that's what's going on with that. Uh, you know, I'm doing fine. Biggest thing I got going on is some queasiness, and I always have my emergency food here. For some reason, even when my stomach's queasy, I can still eat things like wheat thins and peanut butter, trail mix, and you know, stuff like that. So I keep that stuff around just so I can keep some calories going in, because you don't want to start feeling weak and you don't want to lose a lot of weight. But things are going well here. So I thank everybody. I thank the people who are providing my care here at Temple Fox Chase. I thank everybody who's checked in. I get tons of phone calls and texts, and I got you can see a little bit of my card selection here, which comes along with me. You know, my wife who is at my side right now and who's always here. I actually have to spend more time talking her not into coming here for a day than it would take if I just let her drive out here. But she needs a break from this craziness too. So I thank all of you for reaching out. You guys are the reason that the fight happens, and it seems to be going well. And I'm hoping to be back out in the world with you soon. And I'll send along an update as soon as there's something interesting to talk about. So till then, be well, stay well, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.